In a shocking NBA trade season, the Milwaukee Bucks have snagged basketball superstar Damian Lillard. This was a complex three-team exchange involving Milwaukee Bucks, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Phoenix Suns. But why? And was there any foul play involved? Let's find out. Damian Lillard, who was with the Trail Blazers, is now set to wear the Milwaukee Bucks jersey. Picture this: Lillard and the phenomenal Giannis Antetokounmpo sharing the court. It's no wonder that the experts are now pegging Milwaukee as the top contender for the NBA title this season. On the flip side, the Trail Blazers have acquired DeAndre Ayton from the Suns, but that's not all. They are also welcoming Toumani Camara from Phoenix and Drew Holiday from Milwaukee. Also scored a 2029 first-round draft pick from Milwaukee. In 2028 and 2030, they also have the choice to swap first-round picks with the Bucks. A smart move that gives them more flexibility in future seasons. Now, what did the Suns get out of this? They welcomed 4 players: Jusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. Each player brings a unique skill set, and together, they'll shape the Suns' on-court strategies in the coming seasons. Lillard, having dazzled the basketball world in Portland, became the franchise's top scorer of all time. Yet, despite his achievements, the elusive NBA championship title remained out of reach. His hunger for that win saw him knock on the doors of free agency, eyeing a fresh start with a team where he could potentially lay his hands on the coveted trophy. Here's the intriguing part: Lillard had his heart set on one destination, the Miami Heat. From the get-go, he made it known that he dreamt of playing under the sizzling Miami sun, leaving no room for ambiguity. His move was so assertive that his team even attempted to ward off other franchises, hinting he'd be discontented if he landed anywhere else. But, as fate would have it, the plot thickened. Despite Lillard's clear choice, the Portland bigwigs weren't too keen on doing business with Miami. The whispers in the corridors of the NBA suggested that while the Heat, led by the ever-strategic Pat Riley, went all out, throwing tempting offers on the table like young talent Tyler Herro and promising future draft picks, the Blazers' decision-makers played hard to get. Lillard's representative, Aaron Goodwin, painted a vivid picture, saying that the Heat left no stone unturned, exploring various routes to woo Lillard. But as they say, it's a dance that needs two. Portland higher-ups, namely Joe Cronin, were seemingly involved in covert talks, with teams like the Bucks and Suns emerging as dark horse contenders. And just when the basketball world was looking at Miami, Lillard dropped the bombshell on social media, announcing his big move to the Bucks. "Excited for my next chapter at Bucks," he tweeted, adding a layer of mystery by hinting at addressing the true Trailblazers fans soon. Miami Heat fans were left in disbelief when basketball star Damian Lillard's anticipated move to Miami fell through. But perhaps the most notable reaction came from the Heat's very own Jimmy Butler. Butler, clearly angry with the turn of events, aired his frustrations on Instagram, throwing shade at the Milwaukee Bucks. "Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering," was the sentiment he shared on an Instagram story. With Butler's influential status in the basketball world, this wasn't a casual statement. Though, as with everything on the internet, it's hard to gauge the seriousness behind the message. Is this just a heated moment for Butler, or is there more to the story? For those scratching their heads, wondering what this tampering commotion is all about, here's a simple breakdown. In the NBA world, tampering is when folks from one team chat up a player from another team, especially if that player isn't a free agent yet. It's a big no-no. Think of it as trying to secretly persuade someone else's top employee to come work for you without their boss knowing. Sneaky, right? The consequences? Oh, they're severe. Players can be suspended. Teams can be slapped with heavy fines, even up to a whopping $5 million. And that's not all. The team's big shots, the executives, could find themselves suspended and even see the team losing its precious draft picks. A recent incident had the Philadelphia 76ers coughing up draft picks over their interactions with PJ Tucker and Daniel House. While Butler's shout-out on tampering is still fresh on everyone's mind, whispers suggest that the Trailblazers front office was secretly engaging with the Bucks and Suns. Even Grayson Allen, the newly traded player, had something to say. But what stood out amidst the chatter was Tyler Herro's unwavering confidence. Harrow, the young sensation whose name repeatedly came up in trade talks involving Lillard, wasn't fazed. He revealed a fascinating tidbit. The Miami Heat had already reassured him, saying a trade involving him wasn't on the cards. The 23-year-old openly stated his aim for the season, to be so valuable that the Miami Heat wouldn't even think of trading him. He boldly declared, "Honestly, my goal this year is to get my name untouchable. At the end of the season, they won't want to trade me. And why would they? Harrow's performance speaks for itself." The Milwaukee Bucks are setting their sights on another NBA championship trophy. Remember how they won it back in 2021? Well, they're looking even more formidable this time. Pairing Lillard with their star player, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who has already earned the prestigious MVP award twice, is like putting two superheroes together. Imagine the energy and the dynamism they'll bring to the court. But how did this come about? Lillard was a steadfast pillar for the Portland Trail Blazers for over a decade. He loved the team and they loved him. In all these years, he always expressed his wish to stay and win a championship for Portland, but things change. This past offseason, he sat down with the Blazers management more than once. His message? He wanted to see a stronger team, one that could really aim for that championship trophy. Unfortunately, Lillard didn't get what he wanted. Despite the Blazers retaining a star player, Jeremy Grant, with a whopping $160 million deal, Lillard decided it was time for a new chapter. The Miami Heat was in deep discussions to get star player Damian Lillard on board. They were thinking of trading Tyler Harrow, who's stepping into a whopping 4-year, $120 million deal. Sounds massive, right? But the Portland Trail Blazers, Lillard's team, wanted more than just Harrow. They weren't too keen on Miami's offer, even when it seemed like the Heat were the main team showing interest. Lillard is now heading to the Milwaukee Bucks, the same team that's been the talk of the town, and it sent ripples across the NBA world. The internet detectives also dug up some of Lillard's old tweets about the Bucks because, well, the internet never forgets. This move has put Miami in a tight spot. The new NBA season is just around the corner, kicking off on October 26th when the Bucks face off against the Philadelphia 76ers. With the clock ticking, Miami is running out of options to bring in another superstar. Their wallet isn't exactly bursting at the seams, and they've not got many trade-worthy assets up their sleeve either. So, what's next for Miami? There's a buzz around the water cooler that they might have their eyes on Buddy Hield from the Indiana Pacers. He's eager for a change, and this could be Miami's chance. But if that doesn't pan out, Miami's hopes rest on their big guns, Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. These two will need to bring their A game and keep the championship dream alive for Miami. Meanwhile, the Blazers are entering a new phase. They've got a young talent, Scoot Henderson, and they're also banking on a previous top draft pick, Ayton. On the other side of this shuffle, the Phoenix Suns are saying goodbye to Ayton, but they're hoping Nurkic, their new central player, can lead them to glory. They've also added Allen, a sharpshooter who can nail those three-pointers, and Little and Johnson, two promising players to boost their roster depth. With Lillard's move to the Bucks and Miami's hopes hanging in the balance, this NBA season promises a whirlwind of action. What's your take on Lillard's surprise shift? Do you think the Bucks could face tampering charges, or is it all just talk? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget, like, share, and subscribe for more.